government totally sucks, you motherfucker.
If you could just look at me. So why are you here tonight, Albert?
For many reasons. I'm 55 years old. I started working when I was 17. I lost my job for the first time last October.
Sorry to hear.
Excuse me?
Sorry to hear.
And I guess I'm here because I've paid for 10 years of continual war. Bush tax cuts, which were extended for 2 years, bailed out banks, and I've been paid back with unemployment. We've already heard that the problem isn't capital. There's enough capital. It's that the capitalists don't have confidence in the economy. And if you look behind me at these thousands of people, that's the economy that they don't have confidence in. People behind me do everything. They put out fires, they build the infrastructure of the city, they deliver our food, they work in education. I mean, they are basically service and labor in this country. I think basically what's happening here is the news keeps saying there's no focus. I think it's really hard to put a focus on it because there's a huge paradigm shift going on.
Absolutely.
The old Wall Street system and the old capitalist system was a top-down vertical system. And the language that young people use today because of the internet and Netflix and Zipcar and bicycle sharing have a lot to do with that. Sharing, networking. I think what young people found out today, or all of us, without being able to articulate it very well, is that if you buy a saxophone, you pay money for it. The only value of that saxophone is when you play it. So if you put it down, it's just a hunk of metal. If I could pick it up and I could play it, then there's still value to it. And I think this idea of sharing or flattening out of economy, nobody, them nor us, have really figured out how it's going to work or how it should work politically and, more importantly right now, I think economically. A lot of us have been thrown out of work because of the paradigm shift. So the money's out there, but the labor has been kind of left out in the cold. I'm really angry that I'm collecting unemployment for the first time in my life. I paid into it. You do the math. I got laid off October last year. I was 54, and I started work when I was 17 years old. And people are calling it an entitlement now. I've paid in my entire life. I don't feel good about taking it, but thank God I haven't. I'm also, in addition,
I'm also receiving as well right now. So
yeah, a lot of us are.
Yeah.
In addition, I'm paying subsidized insurance, $537 a month. That's just for a single individual. And then to hear all these people complaining about how healthcare is going to bankrupt us, I don't know what's more important than individuals in a society. So when I heard the Republican debate the other night, it was, just a few people, mind you, when the question was asked if somebody didn't buy insurance at 30 years old and they were dying, what should you do? And they screamed out, let them die. It just sent shivers up my spine. I mean, it could be me or you. So I think we're all in it together. I think we need to talk to each other. I think the people need to come down from their offices and sit down and we need to talk. We need to talk with those men in blue also. They're part of the service sector of our economy. I don't think we need to be against each other as much as just to sit down and find out what's going on. I think a rough equivalent is when society changed from an agricultural society to an industrial society. Nobody knew what was going on, but they felt very uncomfortable. When the printing press was invented, the same thing happened. People started to learn how to read. The Bible was power, and they were distributed into the hands of individuals. People were afraid of that. The power was being
distributed, yeah.
So it's really hard to articulate that when it's happening. So I'm really angry also at the news media telling us that there's no focus here. All those people who every week bring in the specialists, supposedly put their hands on the pulse of something and define it for us, all of a sudden they're no longer able to do that. How odd, how strange. So that's my little soapbox speech in my story.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your time.
The government totally sucks, you motherfucker.